off now? Okay, what want me to do?
Just when you're ready.
All right.
Okay. We're going to talk about John Lawrence Cottrell, better known in the outlaw books as Jack Cottrell.
Jack.
From census records, marriage records, and divorce papers, it has been determined that John Lawrence Cottrell was born in Ohio in 1849. Many letters have been sent to each county in Ohio searching for birth certificates with no luck. So the search still goes on for him, his parents, his brothers, his sisters, etc. Stop. Okay, Jack, take it away.
Are you ready?
I'm going.
Missy?
We're going.
Most of what's been recorded about me are in the books about outlaws. Not saying I'm an outlaw, but that's where it is. I played both sides of the law. I was a lawman, U.S. Marshal, by the way, and, of course, a thief. Well, it says that I was born in Pennsylvania, raised in Pennsylvania, but I'm not really sure where I come from.
Go back up. I joined a circus.
I joined a circus when I was in my teens. Got hurt myself by an elephant, sat on me. Wasn't much, but knocked me down a little bit. I needed a silver plate in my skull. Spent a lot of time in the hospital. Didn't know really what they was doing, but I let them put a silver plate in my head. That's why I'm so dang good looking, too. Just want you to know that. And, let's see here. As you can tell, I'm a big man. Dark complexion. A lot of people say I got a big nose. Not to mention my natural curly hair. Born with that. Somewhere in Ohio, I believe.
Take your hat off.
Oh, I gotta take my hat off. Show you my curls.
Turn around.
Got a haircut the other day, so I don't see them really prevalent. And let's see, if you can tell, I'm a nice-looking guy with deep, dark blue eyes. Yeah. And, let's see, what else can I tell you about myself? I'm good-natured. Except I got a bad temper. I think that's from my plate. I never noticed that before. I'm gonna straighten up here, Bill. And, got in fights all the time. And I was a good hand with stock. Took good care of my horses. And my cattle. Cut.
We can cut this out if we don't.
In the book The Outlaw Trail by Charles Kelly, it states that I came into this area from Texas. Of course, coming up through southern Utah. I was one of the most successful cattle thieves in the area. I came to Robber's Roost. You know, the Robber's Roost was a good place to hide. Therefore, it was called Robber's Roost. Spent a lot of time there hiding out. After I would thieve or steal my cattle, I would hide there. That was about in 1883. That's how it was known as the Robber's Roost. Among those who drifted in and out of the roost, there was a lot of them. But I remember Al Akers and Kid Jackson. Blue John Silvertip. I don't know where he got that name. Pete Nelson, Charlie and Rains Lee, Monty Butler, George Curry, and Tom Dilly, as well as many of other of lesser importance. J.B. Buer, an English tailor from Denver, bought a herd of cattle and a brand of good mares with a fine stallion named Major into the roost early in 1890. His outfit was known as the 3B Ranch. Joe Bernard was the first foreman. Burr had come west for his wealth. Being a sufferer of chronic asthma on account of his affliction, he was known among the roosters as Wheezin' Buer. Joe Bernard, the foreman of the 3B, quit the job as soon as it was far from his home in Sevier County. So Buer hired me as foreman of the ranch and moved the headquarters first to Hanksville and then to Granite Ranch at the foot of the Henry Mountains. Cut. Tell you about how mean and how nice I was all at the same time. I remember a group of people from Lehigh, I don't know their name, but they brought some of them sheep down to our cattle country. They come meandering in there with them sheep, thinking they was going to take over our cattle country. Well, I want you to know everybody was kind of nervous because there was a lot of sheep. But I didn't care. I wanted them out of here. I rode in on old Billy here, my gun a-blazing, and I said, hey, you take you and your sheep, and you move them right out of here. Well, the sheepmen, they were obliging some. They said that they would leave immediately, but that they didn't have enough food. So I said to myself, well, I'll help you out. I've outfitted them with some food, sent them over to my house, and we had dinner that night. So that just tells you that I'm tough. I got them out of here. They rode back to Lehigh. But by the same token, I let them eat. Granite Wash ran a good stream of water.
That one right there, that one looks like it's closer. Get out there. Oh, there's another car coming. I'll wait for that car to get out of there. We don't want that picture. Through here. Oh, okay.
That water that you saw back there was Granite Wash. Ran a good stream of water, and he planned to make a good ranch there. But he never did any farming himself, and it was a cinch that I wasn't going to pitch hay. So around the Granite Ranch, and I'd been settled by a man by the name of Tomlinson. And my headquarters were right there close, and I think we better do this again.
Billy. Okay. Two.
That water you saw back there was Granite Wash. And old Joe Bernard, he fancied to make a ranch there by that water. But he never did any farming himself, and it was a cinch that I wasn't going to pitch no hay around this mountain at all. And so, from the Granite Ranch was the Fairfield Ranch, just right around the corner. And it was settled by a fellow by the name of Tomlinson, who was said was friends with me. But I don't know if he was friends, but it was said that we was. And his headquarters was on the Bull Creek as well. But the story of Tomlinson will be told later on. I married that Lida Ellen Buckendorf Tomlinson on 11 June 1889, and I made my home with her and her 3 little boys on the beautiful Fairview Ranch at the foot of Bull Mountain in the Henry Mountains. What's that, the lonesome tree?
That looks good behind it. It looks like the hanging tree.
All right. Well, after all this time, I'm still the foreman of the bureau on the Granite Ranch. And I took my family out to the Roost area and built a cabin there and lived for about 2 years with my wife and family. It appears that Jack Moore had cut me out of the job of the foreman of the 3B. I didn't like that. No, sir. So I decided I'd just move myself, my family back to Hanksville, where we lived there for several years, and by the time that we were done, we had 7 children. I can't figure out where they came from, but we had them. Got it. Now, the story of Jack Cottrell is one of riding posse with the U.S. Marshals. The book says that cattle rustling began to take on a new high, and a group called the Ireland Cattle Company was one of the heaviest losers. Well, they decided to organize themselves a posse to clean out all the cattle thieves. Well, of course, they came to Hanksville looking for somebody to lead the posse, and they signed me up, Jack Cottrell, to lead the posse. Well, there's a couple of reasons I did that. Mostly probably trying to get the attention away from me, but I'm still pretty mad at Jack Moore for costing me my job. In fact, the posse was successful in capturing old Blue John, and I myself made the arrest, and I remained at his place at Bull Creek. And after that, I sent a message to the sheriff of Wayne County. This is what I wrote. Dear sir, this is a bad man. Better send him to Salt Lake or Provo for safekeeping. He is the one that informs the entire Roost gang by carrying mail and other information. He has lots of backing on his line and may get away from you or be taken from you. Better make sure that you put him in a proper place. Signed it myself, Jack Cottrell. Well, I also rode with the posse in taking of Silvertip, my old friend. I can't believe this trail that we took. Let me show you this on the map.
I can't believe, okay, we said that, haven't we? I can't believe the trail he's taking. Okay. Okay, now.
Our trip started right here at the roost where we captured old Silvertip. Notice the trail that we take down to Lee's Ferry, right in this area. From Lee's Ferry, we went over to Kanab, then up to Provo, over the mountain to Beaver, even right there, up the trail into Provo. Later, back down to Loa. Old Silvertip was tied up that whole trip. Now what a trip we took to get old Silvertip to the state penitentiary. And I, ready?
Ready.
And I, Jack Cottrell, am the man who captured old Silvertip. The story is told that after the warrant was issued for my arrest, on a statutory charge, I left the country. No one knows where I went. No one knows what happened to Jack Cottrell. Stories said that I was killed in a gunfight in Salina and buried in the Mayfield Cemetery. A check there did not turn up anything. Another story is that I was buried in the Escalante Cemetery. That too proved no record. One writer said that I went into Wyoming. My last address, when Linda filed for divorce, when Lida filed for divorce. We gonna do that again?
No, that's okay.
Okay. When Lida filed for divorce, was in Modena in Iron County. I was also reported to have confessed on my deathbed that I killed Albert Tomlinson and dumped his body into the Colorado River. Tom Cottrell, a son, stated that he had attended my funeral. He would never say when or where he went or where I was buried. So the search still goes on. This is a good example why you should write your own history. Here is a poem that Millie Biddlecombe, a friend of my wife Lida Ellen, wrote about the Robber's Roost. In fact, it's called the Robber's Roost. In the eastern end of Wayne County, there is a lovely spring. The Robber's Roost is its name. Two fond memories cling. One drink of it, you lose your hope. Two, your religion's gone. Three, you want to rob a bank before another dawn. Old Blue John and old Silvertip lived there for many years. They spent very busy time, and Uncle Sam shed tears. Dick Westwood took a bunch of men, and to the roost he went. He caught those rogues with greatest ease, and to the pen they went. But Richard made a sad mistake amid the others' laughter. He from the noted spring did drink, had trouble ever after. One drink of it, you lose your hope. Two, your religion's gone. Three, you want to rob a bank before another dawn. Muir and Moore and Jack Cottrell all passed in quick succession. Sanford, Walker, and Cassidy were all in the procession. For many years it was all alone. Then Wild and Swayze came, with Pony and a jackass bunch, and made this place their home. Now Joe Biddlecombe is the one using these noted waters. He lives out at the Robber's Roost with his wife and daughters. The best of men have worked for Joe, and it's the same each time. After they have worked a while, they all go down the line. Now when you ride up to this spring and start to get a drink, a sign hangs there in right plain sight to make you pause and think. One drink if you lose your hope. Two, your religion's gone. Three, you want to rob a bank before another dawn.
After you kick me out.
Okay, we're recording.
Yes. Wait, he doesn't know his bars.
Here, I just told it to him. He
Yeah,
knows
well,
it now.
but when you kick me out, you go both together. You all go.
Then we go. Dun, 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 dun. We can just do that.
What are you doing, flitting and floating?
Yes, that's the only one I know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
on.
I'd like to take this minute to introduce my family. My name is Roylen Griffin. Jerry Griffin is my mother, and I'd like to introduce my family. This is my wife, Jerry Griffin. I had to marry someone who had the same name. This is Jerry Griffin. We will be married 23 years on May 9th. Today is May 3rd. So that's coming right up. I better get a gift. Right down here. Our oldest son, Rusty. Rusty Kent Griffin is 21 years old. Just returned from a mission to Norway in last August. He is going to Utah State. I don't know if he's going to amount to a hill of beans, but we love him. Next is Randall Griffin. Can you see this?
I can see it good.
Randall Griffin is serving a mission in Nicaragua.
Oh.
He will be home in January of 1999. There's Randy. All right, here you go. This right here is Jennifer Griffin Royster. Just recently remarried. And her and her husband, Lynn Royster, live in Taylorsville. What more do I need to say? That's it? She looks nice, doesn't she?
Just like her grandma.
Then, our youngest one, Rick, inside out shirt. He is 14, is in the 8th grade. He thinks he's pretty popular with all the girls, and wants you to notice his heavily laden six-pack here of muscles. All right, we have worked up, family. We've worked up a little song for you so that we can say goodbye. Ready? Are you ready?
Ready?
Got us all?
I got y'all.
You guys.
You have to do it with you. There you go. You're gonna go off. We're gonna sing it. Ready, go.
So long, farewell, I'll be to say goodbye. Adieu to you and you and you and you.
There you go.
So long, farewell, I'll need to say goodbye.
I flit, I float, I float.
She floated! Okay, now, come on, Randy.
We missed Randy.
Okay. So long, farewell, I'll need to say goodbye.
I'd like to stay and try my first champagne. Yes?
No! So long, farewell, I'll need to say goodbye. Son. 2 minutes almost again. Goodbye.
We should move over out of the glare of the sun.
Well, then I can't see your faces.
Can you see me if
Oh,
you
you
stand
got
in the shade?
Okay. Okay, Jenny. You're who?
I'm Jenny Griffin. This is my husband, Lynn Royster. Okay.
He wants to talk, I can tell.
Good.
Tell her what you do and you're working where?
Who, me?
Both of you.
I work at Providian Financial. And,
Real embarrassing. Yeah.
and he works at Midwest Floor Coverings in Salt Lake.
We're happily married.
Happily married. Very happily married.
There we go.